Hello there, Read 508. Welcome to week 11. This week we're looking at language and literature, and I thought we would do something a little different this week. So, this particular chapter covers quite a few topics. So, they kind of lay it out as this approach to integrating the language arts, and they talk a little bit about the importance of reading and writing and speaking and the visual arts when and the connecting language to literacy. But then it kind of goes into some different topics, and they cover briefly the reading writing connection. They talk a little bit about process writing, um, a very tiny snippet on diversity and multicultural literature, and then they spend the rest of the chapter talking about different ways to respond to literature. So, if you just look at the list that I put on this screencast, these are some really big and actually really quite interesting and important topics. So, we're going to do something a little bit different this week than we usually do. Rather than viewing a screencast that kind of goes through this chapter piece by piece and talks about the different topics, I decided that we would do a video workshop series because, like I said, these are really big topics. They're all very important, and I don't really feel that the chapter does them a lot of justice. And if I created a screencast for this or the one that we have, it would really have to be quite lengthy in order to really go over these topics or give them the time that they deserve. So we're going to have an element of choice this week. And so what I'm going to have you do is if you take a look, and let me just click off of this, give me 1 second. So what I've done is I've put several different video workshops on our thread this week. So there's not going to be, this is the only screencast that there will be explaining what we're doing. And we've got all of these different topics. And so they're all related to either teaching writing, as they touched on in the chapter, multicultural literature, choosing text for students, or different ways to engage with literature in the classroom. And so I've tried to include some resources for the different grades. So we've got K2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and some high school in here. The video series on the top deal with writing specifically, and then the ones on the bottom address using literature in the classroom. And so what I would like you to do is choose two of these video workshops to view. They're each about an hour, and if you take a look, they're in slightly different formats. So I'll show you quickly what we've got. So there's a description of each one. So if you click on, you can kind of get an idea of what that will be about before you select the one that you would like to watch. But if we look at this, this is one that you're probably more familiar with, this format. This is the Annenberg video workshops, and so these kind of just go step by step. So it gives you the summary of the video, and then you go ahead and you watch the video, and then it does some different, gives you like all the resources as they talk about, and they give you usually a video of classroom practice to watch. So they're all about the same length, but kind of the way that they format them are a little bit different. So you see, like this is an 11-minute video clip in here, and then there'll be another shorter video clip in there. But they're all about the same time. I'd say they should take you about an hour and 20 minutes or so. But if we go back to one of the others, you'll just see that the format is a little bit different. So give me 1 second. All right, so if I chose, let's say, the multicultural literature in high school, these were just formatted different. So they're also from Annenberg, but they're a little bit different, and they're really the whole video is here. The hour-long video is in the beginning, and then you can find all of the discussion, and then what they do here is they include the lesson plans for you. So the format's a little bit different, but like I said, they're all about the same time, and in here they just kind of go into more of an explanation of the lesson plans that you viewed there. So they all have things, lessons and actual classroom things for you to view. That's in all of these, which is one of the things that I really like about this series, is that they do a good job of giving you, having an expert discussing the theory or the strategy or the topic, and then they show you actual teachers using this and doing this in their classroom. So that's why the Annenberg series can be a really good tool for us to use in the classroom. So you're going to choose two of these. And let me go back and I'll show you what we are. So what we're going to do for our assignment then is you choose the two videos, and then for one of those videos, consider it like your main video. And you're going to write an original post on our discussion board, our discussion forum, by midnight on Saturday. And in that, I'm going to keep it kind of loose because the videos are a little bit different. So basically what I'm looking for is, what are the key elements from the workshop? What did you learn from this particular workshop, and why do you think it's important or relevant for teachers of reading? So when you're thinking about how you write your post, and if you want to, get full credit and making connections to the text, that last question, the why is the workshop important or relevant for teachers of reading, you will likely be able to pull in things that you read in chapter 11 to provide evidence or support for the statements that you're making. So for example, if you're watching one of the videos where you're watching the students respond to literature, well, what did the text tell you about the different ways that you can respond to literature? You can cite the text there. If you're watching one of the texts that emphasizes the importance of multicultural literature, well, what did the text tell us about that? Two of the videos talk about process writing. What did the text tell you about process writing? So I think you will be able to make connections to the text from the videos. I went through lots and lots of video workshops, and so I tried to find ones that I felt were really relevant or really built upon what I felt was lacking in the text. So I don't think that there should be a problem with folks making at least 1 to 2 references to the text. Obviously there's no screencast, so there's no expectation that you will have that you'll be referencing the screencast. So you're going to write your original post, your 500-word post that's going to address this question. Then, and so the other question is, other point, back on this is, when you put that post up, please put the title of the video in the title of your post. This way, when we get to part 2, people will know which ones they can respond to. So for the second video, you're going to watch that video, but you're going to watch it because you are going to respond to somebody else who also watched that and made an original post about this video. So I'm hoping that this will work out, that the second video that you choose, somebody did write an original post for, but we have so many people in the class, I think that should be okay. So for the second video, you're not writing an original post, but rather you're going to go onto the discussion board by Monday night, and you are going to read someone else's original post about that video, and you're going to respond to what they shared about that, because you will have viewed it, so you have enough information to respond thoughtfully and in a meaningful way to them. So for the week, will be worth 7 points total. You'll get 5 for your original response, and you'll get 2 for just that one response that you're doing. So let's just say, for example, let me get rid of this, that I did, I wrote my original post on Right in the Middle, and so I wrote about, teaching or making writing meaningful in grades 6 through 8. That was the first video I watched, and that's what I wrote my post about. But then I also went ahead and I read or viewed the diversity in text selection one. So when I go back to do my response, I'm looking for somebody who made a post about this video workshop, and then I'm going to respond to them. So a little bit different for the week. I thought we maybe could use a change. We're definitely getting into, we're definitely past the halfway mark, so we're getting towards the end of the semester, and so sometimes it can get a little tedious to just do the same thing each week, and you did have quite a few screencasts to view. But like I said again, I think that there's a lot of interesting and important topics in this chapter, and I thought maybe giving you some choice on which ones you would like to explore. Don't feel that you need to stick to the same grade span. So if you watch one video on K2, you can watch another video on high school. So you have the freedom and the flexibility to do that. Yeah, so I think that that's it. It's a little bit different this week. If you remember last week, I posted for you your two-thirds exam review, so make sure that you're working on that piece and that you're ready to take the two-thirds exam coming up soon. So you'll have about 3 hours to take that, and it does take people, I'd say about 2 to get that done, but of course, you can use your notes and you have all of that stuff in front of you. So if you've been keeping up with the course material, and most of you have, you shouldn't have any problem with that exam. All right, so that's it for this week. Have a great week. Bye bye.